You can do the work, the therapy, the journaling, the boundaries, the solo time. You can feel whole again until someone new reaches for your hand. This episode is brought to you by my HarperCollins published book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. Learn how artificial stimulation miswires your brain and what you can do to rewire it back to purpose, intimacy, and connection. Go to drtrishleigh.com/book. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Welcome back to Sanity After Betrayal. And this is another true story. Today, we're talking about Samantha. She thought her healing was complete. She felt so much better. She was moving forward until her new relationship brought to the surface everything that she thought she had buried. She met Daniel 2 years after her divorce. He was kind, consistent, and oh so patient. But even in the calm, she felt a tension in her chest that she couldn't explain. Every time he didn't text her back right away, she spiraled. That even surprised her. When he closed his phone screen too quickly, her stomach dropped. She wasn't reacting to him. She was reacting to her nervous system, remembering what danger used to feel like. After betrayal, the amygdala stores emotional memory. It's kind of like an internalized smoke alarm system for threat. Even when life feels safe again, that circuitry can remain overactive, waiting for the next signal that love isn't safe. Samantha's brain had learned that connection equals risk. Her hippocampus, which is the area of the brain that's responsible for context, struggled to tell the difference between then and the other person and now. So when Daniel took a few hours to respond, her brain fired the same stress pattern from years ago: adrenaline, tight chest, racing thoughts. Her vagus nerve constricted, cutting off calm, preparing her to protect herself from danger that wasn't even there. That's why she told me, "It's like my past relationship is still haunting me." This is because in the neural pathways that were built to survive heartbreak, it was still haunting her. Samantha kept calling it intuition, and you know how important developing intuition is to me. But in this case, she kept saying, "Something just feels off." That's what she would say to me. But what she felt in this new relationship was her predictive brain model, the part of her nervous system that tries to forecast danger. It was misfiring because it had been miswired so long ago. And that miswiring was never updated. It was never rewired. Her body wasn't predicting the future. It was replaying the past. This is very much how trauma loops work. The brain senses uncertainty. The body responds as if the danger is near. Adrenaline spikes trigger vigilance. Vigilance reinforces the fear. Each loop strengthens old neural pathways, convincing the mind that overanalysis equals protection. She was chasing safety by recreating the same anxiety that once destroyed her peace. Now, healing in solitude taught Samantha self-regulation, but healing in a relationship, that requires something called co-regulation. In our work together, she learned to notice her own body first: the tightening jaw, the breath that stopped halfway, the need to check, to prove, to control. Instead of reacting, she now learned to name the trigger out loud. And then ultimately, this allowed her to discuss this entire situation with her new beau, Daniel. When she named it out loud to herself, she would say something like this: "This is just my brain firing old pathways. Give me a minute to settle." Daniel learned what that meant for her. So each time she did that, her prefrontal cortex fired up again and it stayed online longer. This helped her to integrate emotion and logic in real time. Science shows naming the trigger can calm the limbic system by up to 40%. And this can provide you with a reset and with relief. As Daniel learned to stay regulated too with her, remember, co-regulation through eye contact, slower breathing, non-defensive tone, cues that gave her vagus nerve the signal, you are safe now. You're in a new relationship and trust is available. This is very much how trust is rebuilt in the brain. Repetition of safety in moments that once signaled danger. Through brain mapping, she and I could see the changes happening in real time. Early scans showed that Samantha's frontal lobe was highly overactive with high beta waves, markers of vigilance and rumination. At the same time, she showed low alpha coherence, meaning her brain couldn't easily transition into the state of calm. But just a few weeks later, using my neuromodulation program and relational co-regulation strategies, those patterns shifted. High beta waves went down. They reduced. Alpha coherence increased. Her brain had literally rewired from survival to stability. She no longer mistook calm for danger. She began to trust peace again. The body may still remember the old pain, but the mind, when it's trained and it's updated through brain training, can remind it this is a new story. In just 6 months, through my global online neurotraining program, Samantha was able to rewire her brain for calm using the same evidence-based tools that I teach worldwide. Through the scientific wonders of neuroplasticity, her brain built new pathways for safety and stability, allowing her to move forward in her new relationship without the hypervigilance or the self-sabotage that used to keep her stuck. Rewiring does not mean erasing the past. It means creating peace with it so you can finally build something real and new and precious in the present. All right, well, thank you for joining me here for another true story on Sanity After Betrayal. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, cognitive neuroscientist. And until we see each other again, stay sane, my friend.